Okay, welcome to Code2Corporate Bootcamp. And in previous sessions, right, we discussed about multiple things like SDLC, corporate business emails, how we are sending emails, and what is version control, Git and GitHub, and how you can modify professional branding and what are the required things. Okay, so here you need to do some work and research, and you can play with Gemini and also GPT or any other AI tools, Cloud AI or anything, okay, Metas AI, anything. So just always do the reverse engineering. What your outcome? For example, simply you want to edit one picture in ChatGPT. So what you will do? So send a prompt to edit it. First, ask ChatGPT to send a prompt to edit a picture. Then ChatGPT will share the prompt and then modify those prompts and again send your picture and send that prompt, so it will do the job for you. In the same way, you always do the reverse engineering in tech. That will work for sure. And today we'll be discussing about Jira. That's one of the tool where most of the companies will use. Okay. So Jira is nothing but like a tracking platform. Okay, let me go. So what is Jira? Okay, Jira is for example, there are some issues with your current service or application. There is some way to track the issues, right? For example, there is an issue with the front end. So where you will log it? If you send an email, right, that email will be lost after some days because you will be having multiple emails. But that's why when you use Jira or Azure boards, Kanban board from Google, so these kind of tools, right, that will add an advantage to your project, and it is very easy to track. Okay, for Jira, right, you can create a trial account in Jira.com and you can observe different things. Okay, mostly used by software development teams, IT support teams, marketing teams for tracking work. So main aim is tracking the work. For example, Mm, for example, you want to do multiple things, what you will do? You will create a to-do list in your mobile application. In the similar way, Jira will work, but it little advanced than your to-do list. As we discussed, why Jira is used in IT. So IT, information technology, what is Jira, how they are interlinked, what is the use of Jira in IT. If you have these kind of questions, right, that will be answered by these 5 points. First one is centralized task management and tracking. For example, there are like 100 employees. So 100 employees tasks can be monitored using Jira. And also if you are any manager or vice president, anyone like VP, they want to look at what are the tasks going on. Normally they don't look at what are the tasks, but they can look at the progress, like what is the progress by development team in this past 1 month or 2 months, or maybe 1 year or first quarter. So centralized task management will be added advantage for the management to look into the task and identify the issues and where it is going very low or these kind of details. And then provides visibility into project progress as we discussed it, right? Yeah. When somebody look at a Jira board, right? So they will get to know, like, okay, this is what happening. Collaboration among team members. It facilitates collaboration among team members. For example, there are like 5 tasks in your plate in your project. Okay, so for example, Lohit taken one and Mohan taken one and Ganesh were working on one task. So there are another 2 tasks. You can add it as a backlog in Jira board, Jira or Azure board, anyway. Backlog in the sense, once you complete this particular work, right, whatever the task is sent on to you, then you can pick other tasks which are on waiting stage. And support various project methodologies, especially Agile. So as we discussed in SDLC, there are two kind of project management methodologies. One is waterfall and one is Agile. Okay, so that's where we discussed about how construction of a home and all, and that is one of the example you can look into for Agile and also for waterfall methodologies. So So those kind of things can be done in Jira or Agile board, anyone like Kanban board anywhere. So now 99.9% projects going for Agile for multiple reasons. As we discussed yesterday, that is taken advantage from modern day world, and we can work on the task which are, I mean, it's like you can still modify the task and add some enhancements to your application or service whenever it's needed. But there is a discussion will go on, and based on the approvals, it will go. Okay. But in waterfall methodology, it's not like that. The testing will be done after completing the product. That will add more issues. And there are some projects, okay? There are some projects, they will be works, both of them. They don't have specific plan, but they will work as a waterfall and agile combined, just like our regular projects that will be used in very, very small projects where client is not involved much, but they want to give the results in within this much of time, and they have very free time, I can say. At that time they will be using agile and waterfall methodologies, but in this case it support various product methodologies that includes agile. Okay. Help manage backlogs, sprints, and releases. As we discussed, backlogs are nothing but just like in a BTech or MTech, there will be backlogs, right? What will happen? Like you unable to finish them, you will be keep it in your backlog, and you will be using it whenever it's needed. That's a mandatory in your BTech, but here somebody will take care of backlogs if no one is ready to that. Okay. And also sprints. What is a sprint in sports? Do you know who is the one won gold medals in running race? 4 to 5 gold medals in running race. Who is that? Anyone?
Usain Bolt.
Yeah, Usain Bolt. So how many meters he will run? Like 100 meters challenge, right? Okay, so there will be two types of racing. One is marathon, like they will be running, and then another one is sprints. Sprint is like a 100-meter sprint and maybe like 50-meter sprint. I'm just making it up. So, for example, 100-meter is a sprint. So that sprint will have a specific timeline. Okay, they have to complete in this particular time, or else they will be disqualified. In the same way, in your projects also there will be sprints. Some people maintain sprints for every 2 weeks. 2 weeks considered as a sprint, and they will keep set up goals in to complete in that particular sprint. Maybe front end development, adding all the test boxes and testing all the buttons in the front end. Maybe that's the sprint plan. And maybe another sprint where they will validate all the tables in the database, and they will be working on a couple of queries in the database. Maybe that is another sprint. I'm just creating some sprints. So sprints is a piece of work, okay, that can be done in a specific interval of time. Okay. And then we have releases. So as we are discussing in agile methodologies, right, there will be every month there will be release, or every 2 weeks there will be release. So most people, right, they will be go by every 1 month after completing all the tasks, right, there will be release. The release is nothing but deploying into production. If you guys don't know the production, then we have to step back and we'll discuss about one more thing. Let me share my screen. I'm sharing my screen now. I'm giving very basic examples here. Does anyone know about these things?
Third one, quality analysis and production. First two, I don't know.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so basically, whenever we start something, right, in sprints, that will start from, okay, development environment. It's INT or SIT, INT environment, and quality analyst, where that is also another environment and production. So what we will do, right? Basically, development is like all the developers who are working on that particular project, they will be deploying services in development environments. All are each considered as an environment. Okay, so in this development environment, they will be deploying all their applications. Everything will be deployed, and they will tested by your development team. Okay, so development team, they will be, okay, connections are working, is database connectivity is working, how the front end is behaving, and how the back end is getting calls or not, is there any logs are happening when there is an error. Okay, those kind of things, everything will be happening in dev environment. Okay, it's dev environment. INT, right, where your testing team will pitch in. Okay, they will do the integration testing. That's why we call it as INT. Here we will have integration testing. What testing team will do? Okay, how everything got integrated here. Okay, how the database is behaving, how the front end is behaving. They will be doing all the tests here. That is we call integration testing. And then we will have quality analyst, nothing but QA. QA is nothing but, we will be having a testing team. Okay, that testing team will be again test all the services here. And here, once we have any issues, right, there will be, again, there will be a bugs. Just like here, like if you have anything here also, they will create a bugs. Again, go back to development environment to fix those bugs. And production is nothing but your live. For example, if you consider any of your our websites, right? If it is accessed by your public, that will be called as production. In the same way, client will have software deployments. Like for example, your iPhone will get updates every now and then, like every 1 month or 2 months. Okay, so that is a production release. We call it as OTA releases, right? In the Android or iOS. So the development team will work for 1 month and they will release, because that is a agile methodology. Okay. That's why we will have like dev, INT, QA, and prod. Maybe you can read about it later. But in our context, right? Where is that context? Releases. So this dev to INT one release, INT QA is another release, QA release, QA to prod production release. This is the main one that will be added by your consumers. Consumers directly interact with your production application. And there are some cases, like there are some teams who will maintain some other environments as well that will be accessed by few of the consumers here, that we call it as UAT, user acceptance testing. So that is little advanced things, but just got to know, you should know all the different environments, dev, INT, QA, and prod. Okay. You have any questions until now? What we discussed today?
No, sir.
Okay, great. So this is what Jira is all about. Always remember these points, okay? That makes Jira life easy. Okay, actually, just let me access Jira. Okay, just we created a sample 30 days trial in Jira. Okay, so what type of the work you will do you need? Maybe I need task, story, request, maybe bug. You just go to jira.com. Sorry, Atlassian, they where Jira will be hosted. So just access that Jira and go for started free trial. I'm just creating a free trial application here. Task is nothing but a simple piece of work. Story, a requirement expressed from the user's perspective. Okay, who will give your, for example, you're working on a cake factory, okay? Or maybe you're working on a textile industry. Okay, so you will be having a consumers. So consumers are nothing but users. So users will say, okay, I need this kind of cake. Users will say, I want this cake to be in 4 colors, and at the top I need a small baby girl or something. Or else I need a cake with a Spider-Man on top of that. Okay, that's requirement is from user's perspective. That we call it as a story. A task is nothing but a small piece of work. Feature is nothing but a broad piece of functionality. Maybe you are saying like front end JavaScript glitches or something. Okay, that is your feature. In that feature, there will be multiple stories and tasks inside of that particular feature. As you said, right, a broad piece of functionality. That's a very broad piece of functionality. So inside that functionality, we'll be having stories and multiple tasks there. And ask for assistance. Maybe you want some like assistance on your project. You can write something like I need assistance on that. Maybe somebody from your team will help you. Bug, a problem that needs fixing. Okay, for example, when we discussed about these environments, right? If there is any bug in QA, they will be creating a bug in Jira and saying like work on this particular bug. That's how people will access. Okay, these are the main things you will be seeing in Jira. Just remember task, story, feature, request, bug. I'm adding all these everything and clicking on next. How do you track to do in progress, in review, done? If you want any other status, you can add it here. Finish. We are in Jira portal now. And this is the first time I'm accessing Jira as a trial mode. So maybe I need to do some changes. Let's see what will happen. Okay, this is my website address, mjpili at the rate of Atlassian.net. It's asking for me to log in. Now Jira setup is in progress. Before that, we'll discuss about a couple of other points here. So I'm just explaining few of the other words in Jira. Issues or tickets. The fundamental units of work in Jira, okay, can repeat various things, okay? And here we'll have stories. As we discussed before, right? User requirement in Agile. Maybe like user say, I want to have it, as we discussed previously, right? I want this to be done in this way. Okay, that is the user story. So we'll be adding that to our board. It's like this business analyst or the product management or anyone, okay, they will be discussing with consumers or customers and they will get the requirements and they will put it in stories. And then task, a small piece of work needed to be complete, a story or project. Maybe just you have any requirement, something like okay, there is a website already there, okay, and in that website they want to add some Ajax functionality to whenever users click on something, there will be some music should be playing. Okay, adding music to your site. Okay, that may be the requirement. So that will be the story. So inside that story, I will create a multiple task. Like first I need one JavaScript plugin from somewhere, or else I need to write a JavaScript code there, or else I need to use some other libraries around the web. So that what we call R&D on those things that can be added as a task, and maybe adding JavaScript library to your existing application to test it out. Maybe that will be added as a task. Maybe If you any other things, getting a licensing for that particular script, that can be added as a task. Okay, those kind of things. Bugs, defects, or errors in the software. That's common, right? If there is any bug, any defect, right, they will be creating a bug. Who who will create a bug? QA analyst team create a bug for you, or simply they call it as the testing team. Epics. Some people will say, right, it's a epic wonder. Like epic is like large bodies of work that can be broken down into smaller stories and tasks. So basically on top you will have a epic. Under epic we will be having features. Under features we will be having stories and tasks. So it will be like this. Feature, stories. So under epic we will be having multiple features. One, two, three. Okay. Consider this is a one part. Under Epic, there can be multiple features. Just remember, under Epic, there can be multiple features. So, under Epic, we will be having multiple features. Under every feature, there will be multiple stories. Stories can be multiple here. Each feature can have multiple stories. Again, each story will have multiple tasks. Okay, task is a unit of work. So if we have a multiple task, right, that can be clubbed into stories. Multiple stories will be clubbed into feature, and multiple features will be clubbed into one epic. Okay, you understood, right? Epic, feature, and stories. That is the hierarchy we'll follow. And subtask break down a larger task into story into similar task or story into similar smaller manageable steps. See, that is what we discussed. If we have a similar steps, right, under each story, we'll be keeping it as just like front-end development we discussed before. So that's what. Break down a large task or story into smaller manageable steps that we call it a subtask. Each is a unique ID, summary, description, assignee, reporter, status, priority, etc. See, if you consider anything, if you consider task, if you consider story, if you consider anything, right? If you consider anything, everything will be there. There will be unique ID. There will be ID for each and every task, story, and everything. And there will be a summary. Summary is nothing but short description about the task or story. And then description, that is a like complete details about your particular task or story. And assignee, who is working on that particular task. That is your assignee, reporter. If it is a bug, right, there will be someone reporting that bug. Who reported that bug? There will be status. What is previously we discussed, right? Is it pending or in progress or completed or cancelled? These kind of status can be there. And priority is nothing but P1, P2, P3. So P1 is like it should be completed in 15 minutes if there is a bug on P1. P2 can be completed in 3 to 4 hours. P3 will be like 1 day, and P4 will be like 5 business days or something. So that we call it as priority. So each issue has a unique ID, summary, description, assignee, reporter, status, and priority. When somebody created an issue or bug, right, in Jira, there will be these are mandatory things will be there. Is Jira opened here? Okay, great. So first, already there is a project called IT Vizag. I'm just minimizing it for now. Maybe when I click here, I can open that. And can I minimize this little? Okay, can somebody explain what happened here in these three? I mean, are you able to understand anything? 1, 2, 3. By looking at these three.
Sir, in the first task, the payment confirmation should be confirmed, sir.
Okay.
In the second one, the password recovery should be happen, sir. And also the credit card payments, sir.
Okay.
I think I spell out reverse, sir. The first one should be user login. After that, password recovery and credit card payments. After that, payment confirmation, sir.
Okay. Maybe understand something differently, but actual thing, right? Uh, the first thing will be to do, and the second one is in progress, and third one is review, and finally done. For example, see, these guys are working on 4 different projects, 4 different tasks. In to-do list, right, they are having these 4. Okay. Once they complete the user login, they will keep in, maybe they started user login, they will keep in progress state. Maybe these 2 are in progress state. After multiple days, right, user login is completed. So they will keep it in review, and somebody from your team should review that one. Maybe assign to, currently we don't have anyone, right? Maybe assign to that particular person so that that particular person will review and he will complete that user login and he will complete that particular task. It's like a to-do list. This is the list started. Everything will be comes to in progress first. So once you completed that one, you will keep it in review and somebody will there to approve that. So then it will be completing to done. Okay. And if you see the timeline, sample user authentication, the timeline timings here, no start date. You can see the timeline, something like that. You can create summary. How many tasks, total work items, 6 work items. Say Mohan once updated this particular rank and this particular thing. So all the updates will be tracked here. This is the board where we'll display, for example, if I got new requirement, right? I will say this is my new requirement. And I will be assigned on my name itself and just double click and you will open everything here. And you will be adding some description. This is some description. And then maybe I'm adding in progress, right? So I have completed feature 101. Okay. Just update it, save it. Maybe after a few days, I'm working on another feature, right? I mean, I'm adding some more functionality. I have completed feature 1 or 2. I'm just giving some comments on my progress. Okay. Maybe somebody is their manager. You want to get more information. Just insert. He's saying like, could you please more about the new requirement and description? Maybe you are asking your consumer about that. So those kind of things. See, git checkout, OPS. These are the comments, and you will be creating a branch using that based on the comment section and all. These are like little advanced, okay? But what you guys should know, okay, this is the board, and we can track one by progress one by one here, and we can assign that to multiple people. Okay, you can assign, currently it is assigned to Mohan Vansi, and you can create a, what else? For example, you want to share this story with your peers, right? You can click on share and you will get a link or copy link, so that if you send it to someone, right, they will directly open this particular link and they can update that particular task. And the calendar, you can plan something on this particular day, maybe. Okay, on when 30th, it's already over, right? May 1st. Okay, so you can drag and drop these kind of things. Currently it's on, yeah. So this is my epic. Under epic, there can be create a child work item. What is this child work item? This work item will be story. This is a story item. Okay. I can create a multiple stories, right, under that epic. So I'm creating one more story. Sorry, the story will create this is feature. I'm opening feature now. Under that, I can add child work item. Subtask, I can create a subtask under this feature. I guess we can add story as well. No? Clicking on this is the feature. Under this feature, I can add LinkedIn work item. Let's take it. So I can choose this particular subtab, double click on it. So basically, I'm trying to create how we can create different things. Maybe my understanding is wrong here. So we are having a story. This is the story item. I'm opening story here. Maybe under story, we can create task. Okay. This is again subtask. Series, another subtask. Under story, I'm having a multiple subtask here. Okay. Now I will go to feature and see what are the things involved. I'm opening feature. Under feature, I can create a child work item. See, this is another sub. So basically, there will be multiple meetings. Under those meetings, right, we will be creating all these subtasks and tasks. So everything can be seen in board. If you open your board, right, if you change date here, okay. So this is the story item we created. Under this story, we will be having multiple work items. So what I will do, I will keep it in progress. So if you click here, it is having two child items, OPS 12 and OPS 13. So for example, Lohit is working on this one, right? Maybe we can say, not here, here. I'm assigned to someone and this is assigned to someone, and just save it here. So 0 of 2 child work items in complete state. Maybe I will start saying like interview. Just click on it. If you see here, just click on. Okay, this is also interview. And after a few days, interview becomes done. I mean, the status completed to done. Now see, it is 100% is done. Now it says interview. It will go to interview now. Again, once everything is done, we'll keep it as a done. So now we'll go to done state. So all the work items are completed. It's like step by step, it will go one process to another process. And if you see all work here, you'll get to see what are the different works done and completed here. And also, so you can see like what are the in progress. If you click here, what are the tasks inside that? All are completed or not. Maybe if somebody find there is issue, right, they will add comments here saying like there is some issue, please work on this. So again, what they will do, they will create a one more task here on the board and they will working on the particular task. Going to dashboards, view all dashboards here. I'm just going one by one tab and see what are the things there. For example, currently I don't have any, you have no issues assigned to you, enjoy your day. But let me create an issue now. In the IT Visor, this is a task. SN is Mohan. We have only one name, that's why I'm keeping every time I'm using my name. Again, I'm going to dashboard here. Where is the dashboard? My default dashboard. I opened that one. Now see, I have one task is assigned to me. And these are the things, projects I'm involved. Learning Jira Premium benefits in 5 minutes. This is the project. So this is the another project where I need to complete these particular videos. Okay, so starting from here. So they created a video and they shared it here. So once I complete watching that video, right, I will say it's in progress, maybe in progress, maybe done. There is no review option. There is nobody to review. That's why there is no interview option. Maybe all the videos are in progress. Maybe once you log in, right, just go through these videos, you will be understanding few things. Okay, is there anything there like open issues here and completed issues, password recovery? These are everything is completed. The credit card payment and all resolved recently. So these things are resolved recently. Just imagine if there are like thousands of things, right? Then it will be really working out. For example, if there are 1,100 projects in your organization, they can select simply one project, and you want to track it down on one of the member, Mohan, current user, is not working at all. Okay, then you can select him, and you can see, okay, this guy completed only these many tasks. That how we can do. Or else you can have a multiple groups. Second, you can select multiple groups here. So who are assigned to those groups, right? That will be show up here. You have any questions in this particular UI thing?
Sir,
Yeah. What is that? You have any questions?
So the moment from in progress to review and review to done, everything is done by manager or employee only?
Uh, that's a very good question. So actually, in Agile, we never were discussed about Scrum Master. You hear the word Scrum Master?
No.
Okay, maybe PMO. Anyone? PMO, project management thing. Okay, so in IT, right, there will be meetings happen every day. Okay, saying like they will call it sprint. They will call as sprints or scrum call, those kind of. It's like daily meeting. In that daily meeting, right, everybody will join and they will. For example, if I am working on this particular task, right, I will be explaining about this particular task to whom. There will be managers and there will be scrum master and PMOs, everybody sitting in that call. That scrum master will take updates from you and he is the one who manages Jira for you. Jira or Azure board, anything. It's like that guy will move projects from one place to another place. Okay. He will be like, for example, this is in progress and this is in review. Maybe in that call, for example, Lohit, did you can you I will Lohit will Scrum Master will open this particular task. Okay. I am the Scrum Master, Lohit, there are no comments here and all the tasks still in progress and you didn't mention about anything here. Can you please update here? Then Lohit, what he needs to do, right? He needs to update everything in comment section. Okay, very safe. So what Lohit will do, right? Lohit will in progress to review. He will move that. But here employee will move that. Why it's not going? Okay, there is some bug. Okay, so employee will move from created by your Scrum Master. All these tasks will be created by your Scrum Master. Or if there is any bug, okay, that will be assigned to your group. Group will have like 10 members and one of a Scrum Master, what he will do, right? He will assign tasks to each and everyone. Sometimes there will be leads also assign tasks to users and there will be Scrum Master will assign tasks to you and managers will assign tasks to you. So once you have task on your name, right, that will be show up here. So for example, Mohan Vamsi having one task, but when I'm doing the progress, right, I will be moving from here to here. But in our Scrum call, right, I am the one have to explain everything to Scrum Master, saying like, what is this particular feature all about? Okay. So Scrum Master will be the lead for that call, and he will take complete control over the call, and he is the one ask different questions based on the situation. And he will be maintaining how many hours that guy is working on that particular week, how many months, and everything can be handled by Scrum Master. What employee will do, he just complete his task and update the hours and he will move that to completed state. So once everything completed, they will pull up a report and saying like, okay, this is what they have completed. So based on that, they will plan for next sprint. This is the plans. Okay, they will be creating a plan here. Based on the plan, they will move one sprint to another sprint. Just open this Jira for maybe a couple of days and just play with this one. Okay, so you will get to know what really happens in Jira. And you can also watch a couple of videos to get complete understanding about Jira. Maybe what we can do, right? We can add some people here. Okay, yeah. I will be adding your emails here so that you can access. So you don't need to create one more account in Jira. Okay, I'll be adding your both the names here. You can play with this project. Okay, you have any other questions?
No, sir.
This is where we have like story task life cycle in Jira, backlog. This is backlog here. So the issue thing is we'll be using Azure board, and here we are having this one Jira. So there are some names will be different from one to another, and how you will use Jira and Azure board, that is also different. So all the tools will do the same. All these project management tools will do the same, but there is small differences that you can identify just once you familiar with UI, right? You will get to know what is what. So backlogs discussed before, issues are listed here, prioritized by the team or product owner. Okay. To do are selected for development. Issues moved into your current sprint. For example, this is your sprint. Okay. Once you see everything here, right? In this tab, that is nothing but you can work on those particular things. That can be done your Scrum Master or whoever planning that particular sprint. And then there is the in progress. We have in review or testing. We have one more step in review here. And then we have like done or closed. We can change this name as well. Okay, you can say closed. I don't want to use done. And maybe I want to have one more thing. You can create those things, okay, based on your requirement in your project. Maybe some people don't use in review. They wanted to use like get it reviewed. Just giving some, just updating here. So if they want to get it reviewed or something in progress, work in progress. So they can update everything in the board or however they need. And adding comments, just we added multiple comments in the task. Importance of adding notes. Okay, this is very important because this is how Scrum Master or product owner or anyone will know what is happening in your project. And also that particular task, how you're working on that task, is there any issues, everything will be identified using comments only. Okay, if you move one place to another, like one to another, right, the task status will be updated. If you move from to do to work in progress, the thing will be updated, and also get it reviewed, that is also updated. Okay, if you see here, right, somewhere we see a couple of like we can create a branches in Jira, so that will be connect with your repositories. If you click here, right, once you copy this particular command, and if you run the command, right, that will create a branch. This is your branch name. If you see here, this is OP15. This is a task, that is a task. This is the task name. That is at the end of this particular name. If you update anything here, right, it will not update. You can create a branch, and that branch will be targeting your repository. That can be done in Jira. I don't. We can link with the branches in Azure board as well, so that we have the same functionality there as well. Currently, we don't have a complete Jira complete workflow. We cannot create this particular workflow here in our local environment. Okay, so that is little advanced thing, but you should know Jira can create a version control, like linking your commits branches, and you can connect the Jira task with your branches. That you should know. Million deployment status on Jira issues, that that also we cannot show up here. But just you should know all these things. Okay, I mean, not a beginner. Okay, that is like after completing maybe 1 or 2 years, you will be familiarized with everything. But for now, you should know how you can use this Jira board. What are the different things we have? Linking logs or alerts to bug tickets. For example, you want to link something here, right? Just click it here. You can link, add. You can add logs here, add an attachment, and you can have a Loom video here, and also you can link the work item here. For example, you have another work item. Your task is blocked by this particular work item. Like if this completes, then only we can complete this particular task. Then you can link those work items here. Is cloned by this one or is duplicated by this one. So one of them can be deleted. See, there are multiple features in Jira. You can go step one by one. So that's how you can linking logs or alerts to bug tickets. Okay, you can link your logs with tasks in Jira, and how managers, stakeholders use Jira for reporting and tracking progress. So if I am the manager, I can see, okay, board, okay, everything is completed. So that's a great progress. And just opening projects. Default assignee always Mohan are always project lead. So whenever create a ticket, right, that will be directly assigned to project lead, and lead will assign to other team members. If there are any access issues, you can add different people here, and notifications, and also work types. We have work types, right? Bug here. Somebody create a bug on top of you, and feature request created by your consumer saying like, okay, this is my request. Okay, you can work on that one. And story is also couple piece of thing where your scrum master will get the requirements and they will create a story for you. On the story, sometimes mostly you will be creating multiple tasks based on that particular use case, and we can create a subtask. So we have so many things. These are some settings in Jira for your project. So that's how it will go. Jira is a central source of truth for project status. Nothing but, for example, if somebody in your project, for example, if they are having 5 projects, in one project everything is completed, that is the thing. Like they can say, okay, these people, right, they are doing great job here. So that is the like source of truth. You will have everything handy here, and everything can be seen by everyone, and you can see the progress. You can see any tasks are pending. Is there any issues? Everything can be seen here. That is nothing but source of truth. Source of truth, like it's just an English term where people will say like, okay, let me give some examples. Source of truth. I am also googling it now. It's like a centralized, authoritative, and reliable data repository or system within an organization. Okay, almost the same what we discussed now, right? So this will have complete picture of your project, and this will show complete details of your project and who are working on what and what is the use of this one and how many hours they have worked on that particular task and how many days they are worked on that particular task. Okay, everything can be seen here. You cannot say like, okay, for example, at the same time I created 100 tasks here and completed in 1 minute. Nobody will believe you. Okay, why? Because there will be updated timestamp will be there when the task created, when the task closed. Based on that, time can be updated. But in Jira, right, they cannot what to say, in Jira they cannot say like I completed 100 tasks simply by creating a task and closing a task. That won't work. Okay, there will be a task and there will be some hours attached to that, and there will be some progress, there will be some comments, everything should be done, then only people will believe you. Okay, or else they will get to know, okay, this guy didn't work on anything. Okay, Okay, so yeah, that's it for now. So tomorrow we'll be discussing about IDEs and debugging tools. Okay, and how, sorry guys, yeah. So tomorrow we'll be discussing about different IDEs and also debugging tools. Maybe how you can integrate maybe AI with your IDE, that will do in tomorrow's session. And also and we'll be creating a bugs in Jira and will be assigned to our team members. So they have to work on that particular task and they have to give some comments and then they have to complete it. So that what we'll do. See, your action item will be access your Jira free trial, and maybe I will add you to the current version what I am having it. So you will get an email from Jira. Then you can access the Jira portal. Okay. Yeah, that's it for now. If you have any questions, do let me know.
Sir, this Jira application is only for development side roles or any other also applicable?
Yeah, this is used by developer team and also testing team, maybe database team. Everybody will use this. Mostly used by Jira, mostly used by your testing team. They will create a bugs on top of development team, and both will sync and both will work on that particular task. Yeah. And students also, for example, in our company, so in your college, right? Students also can use Jira. Okay. Simply, they can create a project saying like that particular class name, maybe EC, EC, yeah, ECA section or ECB section, artificial intelligence A or something. They will create a project. So that is the top priority item. Under that project, we will be having multiple students who are part of that particular class, like 50 students are there. So each one have multiple tasks and they can give the progress. Maybe they need assistance, they can place it there. So anyone can use these tools. But how they will use, that's the different story. You got it? What I'm trying to say, right? This is a tool to, this tool is used to handle your work effortlessly. Okay. And they will get to know what is the different things are involved in your project and what are the different points you can mention in your project. Everything can be seen here in this Jira board. For example, there is a house construction. Maybe they also can use maybe that in our house construction they don't track regular things, but normally I'm saying okay. So for example, hall is completed. They can update here, and what is the budget for that hall? They can place it here. And maybe the balcony. What is the budget for the balcony? What are the things are pending in balcony? In hall, there is not like four walls, right? There will be some cupboards will be created. Everything can be created under task. The story will be sorry. The epic will be construction home, and the feature, right? We'll be having a hall. We'll be having a bedroom. We'll be having the washrooms, and we'll be having a balcony. Under that hall, we can have multiple stories cupboard for this one and cupboard for fridge, maybe some interior decoration. So everything comes as a story. And each story will have multiple tasks. If we go with cupboards, right? So what is the budget for that cupboard? And how many fittings are there? How many screws they wanted to have? I'm just giving some basic example. Just apply similar thing in project. If you apply similar thing in project, just you and Lohit are creating a web application. And what are the things involved in the web application? So maybe getting a servers, that is the first thing. Getting a servers and what is the budget for the servers and how much RAM and CPU I need it and what is the domain name I have to have. So everything can be added to backlog. Okay. All the things will be added to backlog. From that backlog, we will pick one by one, which is based on the priority. With the priority one, right? If you're starting a website, the first foremost thing is you should complete your development and test it in your local machine. Then you will get to know, okay, everything is working fine in local machine. Then you can say like, okay, now I need to buy a domain. Then I need to get a server. Then I need to do the deployments in the server. And they have to test my deployments in the server. Then I will fine tune everything, removing all the dependencies from local. If you mention local host, that can be handled to some other term like your website address name. And if you're getting an email saying like localhost, please send an email, instead of that, you will be using your website sent an email. So all the things, right? Whatever the task you have, everything keep it in backlog, and you will fetch one by one, and you will complete one by one, and you will complete everything. Then the project will be done. Okay.
Yes, sir, got it.
Yeah. So, Lohit, you didn't ask any questions today?
Sorry, sir.
Is it Lohit or Gnaneshwar?
I'm Lohit, sir.
Okay. What about you, Gnaneshwar? You don't have any questions?
For now, I don't have any questions, sir. After doing something, if I got any questions, I will ask you, sir.
Okay. What else? We completed like 6 days until now. So until then, now like any questions in this? Okay, maybe my question will be like, what are the new things you learned in these past 6 sessions?
In the past 6 days, we learned about resume building, GitHub, day section, waterfall model, agile.
Okay. Yeah, good. At least you guys remember the names. Okay, that's the key. Okay. So basically in IT, right? Maybe let me stop the recording. Then we'll discuss couple of things.